Now, before we get to the interview, I just want to take a few minutes. This is going to be the shortest intro I've ever done. Watched the debate last night with President Trump and Vice President Biden. Like many of you, I was horrified by what I saw on the stage. No more so than when the president was given an opportunity to denounce white supremacists and white nationalists and didn't. And I don't know what else it is going to take for people in this country to understand whether you are a Republican or a Democrat. If you can't believe in the basic humanity that requires someone to say, we do not accept white nationalism or white supremacy, we are going to bring the full force of the law against them, and we are going to stop that, and we are going to begin to unwind the things in this country that have been built on those premises. I don't know why that is controversial. I don't know why that is difficult for people. But when I posted that event on my Facebook page, and I've talked about the small town that I've come from, a couple things happened. I had some old friends who said some things that likely ended our friendship. But more often than not, there was complete silence. And I know people see the page because when I post stuff about Max, that shit goes crazy. So this isn't an algorithm problem. I interact in that world a lot. And we've reached a point where it's time to choose a side. Both of these sides do not have arguments. Both of these sides are not equal. And if when you go to the polls or when you get your mail-in ballot or your absentee ballot, I want you to keep one thing in mind. We have a president who had an opportunity to denounce white nationalism and white supremacy and didn't. I don't care what your political belief is. If you vote for that person, you are putting a stamp of approval on that. There are not two sides to this. I've been horrified since I woke up this morning. Horrified. Terrified that people are afraid to speak out against this person and to speak out against these ideas. But that's what we have to do. I interviewed Hafiza Jeter a few weeks ago, I guess, on the show. And she said something that stuck with me, which is that in this country, white people don't have to be brave. The country is set up for us. We don't walk out the door and think we're going to be killed by police. The world outside of our doors is not trying to get us. And it is for black and brown people. And we've allowed that to happen. I've allowed that to happen. I've been a part of this as much as anybody else. And it's time for people who look and sound like me to be brave in the way that we have made our black and brown brothers and sisters be brave. And outside of the overt racism that was on that stage last night, outside of being able to say we do not condone white nationalism and white supremacy, think of all of the art and joy and happiness that our black and brown brothers and sisters don't get to experience because of the energy they expend fighting back against this thing that we should be fighting back against. If you can't come up with that empathy in your heart, if you can't take the pain and rage that you feel for whatever happened in your life and look around and imagine what it would be like if you were black or brown, and then understand why what happened on that TV last night on that debate stage is horrifying, then I truly feel sorry for you because you're lost. You're lost in whatever pain has happened to you. And all that I would say is I hope you find a way to deal with that. Because when you do, when you're able to access your own pain, when you're able to understand it, you can see beyond that. And you can see that just because you have pain doesn't mean other people can't have it as well, and that they can't have it in different, worse ways. And that the way through that is not to deny that it's there, but to face that it's there, and to look at it, and to speak about it, and to be brave. So that's what's been on my mind today.